we're recording. Good morning. I should have been here yesterday, but the internet went down, the kids woke up early, and I was like, okay, we're just going to do this tomorrow morning. So I'm glad you're here. If you gave me your email, you should have gotten the Identifying Our Wounds PDF. It's the homework for day 1. Maybe you even already got it for day 2 because I made a mistake there too, but that's okay. We're just going to roll with it. If you want the homework or you want the recording of these videos, DM me your email and I will get those to you. I think that's it for housekeeping. If you have questions, just message me. So why are we here? What is freedom from comparison and competition and criticism and all these things? So I think we can all relate to, you're just going through your life, everything's hunky-dory, and then your friend shows up, or this girl you know shows up, and her hair has fabulous volume. And yours, once again, is flat as a pancake. And you're like, how do I get hair like that? Or your outfit. You go and you change your outfit 5 times. You're still not really happy with it. You show up and so, her outfit looks fabulous. You go to a party and your friend Mary shows up. She looks great. Her kids are well behaved. Her cheesecake is perfect. You look like you just got out of a wind tunnel and your kids are on the roof or whatever, right? And you're like, why can I not get this figured out? And then you show up someplace else and that one girl, she looks great. Her husband's there. They love each other. Their marriage is functional. They have money, and you're like, yeah, well, of course their life is easy. They have the money to have a nanny. I bet my life would be easy too if I can just pay a nanny. And you kind of go down that a little bit darker path, right? So how do we get rid of that? Can we get rid of that? I personally I've always understood that like jealousy and envy and avarice and all these things, they're all negative. They make you an unattractive person. And so I was committed to not engaging in that, but it's like, it just feels like you're white knuckling it. You're like, I'm going to love that person. I'm going to love that person. But there's not really, it just continues to be an issue. The same things continue to bother you over the years. So how do we identify that? How do we just get past that? Because clearly there are women out there who those things don't bother them. Like how do they get to that point? So that's what the homework's for. But we can look back on some fundamental principles. So we know that classically virtue has always been defined as a habit towards the good, right? Vice is the opposite. It's a habit towards the evil, the bad, that which is not good, right? And now we know through discoveries in neuroscience that there actually is a physical connection happening in relation to our beliefs and habits. A negative example of this would be addiction. You tell yourself, I need a drink to take the edge off at this party. And then the next party, you do it again. And then the next party, you do it again. So pretty soon, every time you get together with people, you have to have a drink to take the edge off. You can't just show up and be at peace yourself without a drink. On the positive side, consider the saints, characters in the Bible, entrepreneurs, athletes. They are all failing. They're all failing on a regular basis, but they are also succeeding and they are also getting back up. Oftentimes, they're just getting back up is one of the biggest successes of their life, right? So how do they do it? What are they doing? What's happening neurologically that they're able to do that? Okay. The process requires some rewiring, okay? And we're going to talk about how do you go through that process? How do you rewire your mind to not always be in a state of comparison, competition, and criticism, okay? But first, let's touch on what happens if you don't address that issue. What is it going to cost you if you don't stop constantly operating from a place of comparison and criticism? Okay, first of all, it's going to make you lonely. It's going to cost you loneliness. If you always feel negative or sensitive or triggered or whatever whenever you engage with other people because of this comparison thing, you're not going to go deep in your relationships, and you're just going to be lonely. You're going to stop. Secondly, you're going to stop growing in wisdom. Life is short. We only have one brain. And so we should take advantage of the skills and the knowledge that other people have. But if you're comparing yourself, you're not going to do that, because it's always going to cause you this pain and to suffer when you go to other people, right? Fourth, it's going to negatively affect your self-worth, right? If you don't believe that at the end of the day you have intrinsic value regardless of your performance, you're going to question the intrinsic value of other people. Yeah, sure, she might have great hair and you want her great hair, but is that where you're placing her value, or are you recognizing that she has value regardless of her hair? Like, she has value as a human, right? We all deserve good things, and we can work to earn them, okay? That's how this works. This is the premise of self-worth we are operating from here in this challenge. You have intrinsic value as a human being, as a woman. However, you must dispose yourself to receiving the good things. You do have to earn those, right? If we just had all good things shoved down our throat, regardless of what choice we made, we wouldn't have free will. And we do have free will, right? Okay, finally, if you're always operating from a spirit of comparison, it's going to prevent you from finding fulfillment in all areas of your life, okay? And you want fulfillment in all areas of your life, and you should want fulfillment in all areas of your life. But if you're distracted by what everybody else is doing, it keeps you from identifying what you actually really want yourself, right? You might be like, oh, wow, she's just like CrossFit level fit. Well, do you need to be cross level fit, or do you just need to get a little stronger so you can do your own job, right? Do you really need to be an expert seamstress when you really want to be a painter, right? What is it that you want in your life? And then how can you contribute to other people's lives in the way that you can best contribute to other people's lives? All right. Okay, so now we're going to get into how do we actually start rewiring. So the first step to rewiring is to recognizing what our personal triggers are. So we're going to go through a few of the exercises on the sheet, not all of them, but get out a pen and paper and let's work through a couple of these together, okay? So the first one, women who look better. Why is it that when you encounter women who look better, you feel triggered? Well, I feel like I should look better. But I don't know how to put myself together. I don't have money to get the clothes. What is it? Have you been criticized for your look? So write down why it is that you feel bad. You kind of go into this vulnerable state whenever you're around women who you perceive to look better. Okay, the next one, we're going to skip a few. Women who have money. Why is it that when you are around women who have more money, you feel bad about yourself, or you feel envious, or whatever? Is it because you should have more money but you've spent it all? Is it because you lack the skills to make that money and that makes you feel less? Is it because, I don't know, it could be anything, right? Okay, number 3, women who are kind. Why is it that being around kind women makes you feel off? Do you think that she's only kind because she doesn't have any moral compass, and so she has no principles, and so she's just nice to everybody? Is that why you think she's kind? Is it because you know that you struggle with criticizing people in public? Is that why that makes you feel vulnerable? Women who have it easy. Why is it that women who have it easy make you feel less? First of all, do any of us really have it easy? I mean, if you do a little digging, almost everybody has something. Of course, we don't want to celebrate other people's suffering, but why do you perceive, what are the signs that she has an easy life? Is it because she has a nanny? Is it because she has more money? Is it because she's beautiful? Is it because she has a good marriage or an excellent dating life? Why do you perceive she has it easier? Why does that bother you? Really go deep on these questions, especially the ones like if as you're reading through these, one really kind of pricks you, put a little mark on that one. Just go through it quickly and then go back. And something somebody showed me is when you're trying to figure out why is something bugging you, or you're trying to find the motivation and energy to do something that you need to do but you don't want to do, like getting up and running, pursuing a goal, whatever it is, you go 7 levels deep. Okay, so you ask yourself, well, why is it that women with perfect families bug me? And then you would say, because I don't have a perfect family. Okay, why don't you have a perfect family? One question you could also ask yourself, is there really such a thing as a perfect family? But you dig yourself 7 layers deep into that questioning. And if you can even get to 7 layers deep, you probably know the root cause by the time you go through that process. Okay, so do that. And then the second page it's a mostly empty page. It says, I am most vulnerable when. So after you finish the first page, take the thing that is in this season of life the biggest challenge for you when it comes to feeling vulnerable, and just write it down, bring it out in the light, maybe do the 7 layers exercise, and really figure out, like dial in and pinpoint what that issue is. Okay. All right. So one comment that's going to apply to this whole challenge is, you can sit here and you can watch these videos and you can look over the homework, but if you only take in the information and you don't do the work, you might have a passing moment of motivation, but it's not going to last. So I want you to really consider how you can incorporate this rewiring into your daily routine. So if you get up and you pray, or you go to bed and you say your prayers before you go to bed, take this and give it some time. Whether that means just giving it to God in prayer, journaling about it, whatever the case may be, start giving yourself 5 extra minutes to work on rewiring yourself when it comes to comparison. My second invitation to you is to consider sharing this with somebody who you think might benefit from it. I regret not doing this earlier and sharing it with more people, because it's super powerful. I could not believe when I did. I was like, oh, this will be good. No, this has been huge for me. There is so much I have done in the past few years that I would not have done otherwise. But anyway, that's it for this morning. I will be back tomorrow. Again, message me if you have any questions, and I want to honor you for taking this step. I hope it helps you as much as it has helped me.